And we are live from Damascus, Syria. It's your boy Treka Z from Damascus City. Today we're gonna be talking about a lot of important issues, especially what is going on in the recent news, especially in Afghanistan and Syria. We're gonna talk a little bit also about Canada, but mainly Afghanistan and Syria. So right now I'm gonna wait just a couple of minutes until you guys get the notification that the hairiest man in the Middle East is live, and then we will start talking. If you're joining the live video right now, just write in the comments from which country you're watching this live video, and we will soon start talking about the recent news, because unfortunately, this live video today is not gonna be a comedy live video, because most of the recent news that is happening is very depressing, and it's really disgusting and embarrassing and disappointing what is going on, especially in Afghanistan. What Joe Biden has done to this country is very, very destructive, and unfortunately, it's like when you look at all the things happening, it's very hard to not think that maybe this was all planned, and maybe Joe Biden wanted, the Taliban to take over and create a chaos in Afghanistan. Because last week, Joe Biden did an interview, and in the interview, they told him, they asked him, and in my recent video, I posted a clip of this video that I am talking about. They asked him, they told him, were you expecting the Taliban to take over? He was like, I didn't expect them to take over this quickly. The intelligence told me that it should be around the end of the year. So, meaning Joe Biden knew that the Taliban were eventually going to take over, but he wasn't expecting them to take over the country immediately. He was expecting it to happen after like 4 or 5 months, at the end of this year. Meaning, he knew they were eventually going to take over. He knew that they were eventually going to have all these weapons that were left around. All these American weapons are now in the hand of the Taliban. And we're not talking about rifles and shotguns and M16s and whatever. We're talking about vehicles, we're talking about high equipments, we're talking about helicopters, we're talking about aircraft. Like, these people, these jihadist terrorist groups now have these American weapons. And you want to tell me America, the smartest and strongest military and government in the world, they didn't know that this was going to happen? It's like, they're not stupid. They knew this was going to happen and they were fine with it. I'm going to show you guys a couple of things like this, couple of days, like the news is unbelievable. Like, what the hell is Joe Biden doing? How the hell is this guy even a president? And you know what is so funny? Like, where are all the Joe Biden supporters? Last year, they were all activists. They were very vocal and politically, engaged. Now they're all silent on social media. Like, I have friends that are Joe Biden supporters and people who vote, because I'm an open-minded person. I have people from all sides and I'm friendly to everyone. But what is so somehow strange that I noticed, last year they were very quick to criticize the American government. This year they're very silent. Most of the Joe Biden supporters are either posting pictures of their food, taking selfies, or doing tourism, and it's like they're not even talking about what the hell the Joe Biden government is doing. Anyway, going back to Afghanistan, look at this post. These are the weapons the Taliban now have. 22,000 Humvee, look, 42,000 trucks and SUV, machine guns, 64,000, 126,000 pistols, 350,000 assault rifles in the hand of these jihadists. Unbelievable. Aircraft, helicopters. What the hell is going on? How did the people allow this to happen? Guys, this is not a joke. You guys are dealing with jihadist terrorist groups. I'm a Syrian and I live in Syria, and I know what this means. ISIS and Al-Qaeda took over, and they were also holding American weapons, but they didn't have helicopters. Like, they didn't have helicopters, and they were able to cause all this destruction to the country and chaos and millions of refugees and people dying and getting beheaded and suicide bombs and rockets falling. And these people didn't have helicopters or aircraft. The Taliban in Afghanistan today have them, thanks to Joe Biden. What the hell is going on? How are the people still silent about this? This is not good news at all, guys. It's not good news. You understand? And what is happening in Afghanistan is very terrible. And the way the American government is behaving, you know, look, I personally, when Joe Biden became the president, I spoke to you guys and I told you, like, this guy is a warmonger, this guy is a criminal, this guy is very bad. As much as many people hate Donald Trump, Joe Biden is worse than Donald Trump by far. By far. Let's not forget that Joe Biden was the vice president of Obama when Obama started funding and arming ISIS in Syria. When Obama destroyed Libya. Joe Biden was the vice president, so he was there. He was there when all of this stuff is happening. And look at now when he got back president. He's continuing the same stuff. The same stuff he's continuing. He's continuing Obama's legacy. I don't know what it is with the Democrats and jihadist terrorist groups. I don't know what is the link, but somehow every time they are in power, all these jihadist groups become powerful. Biggest example is Syria. When Obama was president from 2008 till 2016, the Syrian war started in 2011. When Obama left the presidency, 65% of Syria was under the control of ISIS. 65% of Syria, imagine, was under the control of ISIS and Al-Qaeda. Trump came into power. He stopped the CIA program that was funding and arming terrorists. When Trump left office, 80% of Syria was under the control of the Syrian army. 80% of the country was now under the control of the Syrian government and army, not under the control of ISIS and Al-Qaeda. Now Joe Biden is president. There is a city in Syria, in south of Syria, called Daraa. This city was liberated from jihadist groups. Now it's under the control of jihadist groups. Now the city of Daraa have armed groups, and now they are fighting every day with the Syrian army, and they're killing and they're shooting each other. Like, what is the link? Why is it that every time these Democrats get in power, and look, I'm not like a Republican fan, you understand, but this is just me noticing, you know, because I'm here and I'm seeing what is going on. Why is it that every time a Democrat is in power, this happens again? Why? Afghanistan is oh my God, it's destroyed, guys. And second of all, yesterday there was a clip that I didn't dare to share, not on my Facebook and not on my Instagram or YouTube, because I feared Facebook or Instagram will flag my page or, you know, delete my page or send me a warning or whatever, because, you know, it's what they call it, it's a criminal video and there's death in the video, so they would flag it. Anyway, there is a video of the Taliban. Imagine this, and you guys can search for this after this live video ends if you think I am making this up. There is a video of the Taliban flying a helicopter and hanging a person from his throat and flying around the city. And all the people are looking up, they're seeing a helicopter being flown by the Taliban, and somebody is dead. They hanged him. It's like, what the hell is going on? How the hell did... Look, nobody was against the idea of America pulling out their troops from Afghanistan. Nobody was against that. But the way Joe Biden did it was so suspicious. It's like, first of all, it was all wrong. It wasn't planned out correctly. Look at the chaos that happened in Afghanistan because of this stupid move that Joe Biden did. And second of all, look at how quick the Taliban took over. Look at how quick. And people were like, oh, he was training the Afghanistani army and so on. They asked him in the interview and he slipped. He said it. He was like, I didn't expect the Taliban to, you know, take over the country quickly. The intelligence told me that it would happen at the end of the year. So he knew. He knew that they were eventually going to take over, and he was fine with that. And he knew that all these weapons that he gave to the Afghanistan army were eventually going to fall into the hands of the Taliban. You understand? It's so crazy, guys. It's so crazy and so... it's like unbelievable. how this is all happening. And second of all, to just make you guys go crazy a little bit, to show you how messed up the American government is, let me show you what these idiots are doing, okay? The Pentagon confirmed yesterday that there were no Americans were evacuated on the last plane out of Kabul. So they were sending planes to evacuate people out of Kabul because, of course, the Taliban took over. No Americans were evacuated. They were taking in all Afghanistani people. Now, look, I personally, I don't mind, taking, Afghanistan refugees, innocent people that have nothing to do with war and they don't have blood on their hands, to take them out of this dangerous area and, to a safer country or a safer place. I'm totally for it. I'm a Syrian. I have Syrians that were refugees and I understand the frustration and the devastation and the fear and so on. But how the hell did the American government put Afghanistani people as a priority over the American people? So you guys are sending planes to Afghanistan to evacuate people and you're not evacuating your American people first? You're evacuating Afghanistani people. Look, let me show you in case you guys think I'm making this up. Today I'm put everything I'm going to say, I'm going to show you proof so that you won't be like, oh, is Treka making this up or not? But you guys know I've always been saying the truth and you guys deserve to know what the hell is going on in the Middle East and what the hell is your government doing about it, okay? This is the clip of the Pentagon saying.
We maintained the ability to bring them in up until immediately before departure, but we were not able to bring any Americans out. That activity ended probably about 12
Listen to
hours
this again.
departure, but we were not able to bring any Americans out. That activity ended
We were not
probably
able
about
to bring
12
any
hours
Americans out.
before our exit, although we continued the outreach and would have been prepared to bring them on until the very last minute, but none of them made it to the airport and were able to be accommodated.
In case you guys didn't hear, in case the audio was bad, at the end of this video, just go back to my page, my Facebook page, and you would see this video. It's posted on my page. It's called Pentagon, a pathetic Pentagon confirms no Americans were evacuated on the last plane out of Kabul. So I mean, what the hell? What kind of administration is this? Joe Biden needs to be kicked out. First of all, the guy can't say a complete sentence. His foreign policy is destructive. The guy doesn't know where he is. He's so dumb and so dangerous at the same time, Sometimes like you would meet a dumb person and you'd be like, oh, this guy is harmless. And other times when you give this dumb person power, a position in power, this guy can create chaos in the world. Think of it, Joe Biden, in the first month of his presidency, he bombed Syria. First month, like the guy hasn't been president for only 30 days, and the first thing he did was throw rockets on Syria. It's like, what the hell? Look at Afghanistan today. And the guy hasn't been president for a year. We still have 4 more years, so only God knows what is going to happen next. I don't want to be pessimistic, but I am just explaining and just showing you guys the fact. You guys need to know what the hell your government is doing because it's crazy. How the hell does Taliban own all of these weapons today? How the hell is this happening? Now, second, I would like to talk about my country, Syria. 2 days ago, there was a very depressing news that it's like, oh my God, this country, how much can this country, take in? It's very, very, very upsetting. What happened, I'm gonna read the news for you. There was a huge oil spill along the Syrian coast, causing harmful environment impact by polluting the coast and poisoning and killing marine animals. In other words, there was like an oil pipe in the sea that either exploded or the oil inside it leaked, and it leaked to the ocean all over the Syrian coast. And this has caused a lot of pollution problems. It has caused a lot of, sea animals and to die. And I'll show you a couple of pictures. Wait. So this is the Syrian coast, okay? All of this green area is where the oil now has spilled. It has polluted all of this area. Look at the pictures. Wait, let me move the flash. Sorry, the internet today is slow like AOC. Look at the water. This is oil. So you can imagine the amount of pollution that this has caused, how many animals have died because of this. I don't really know the real reason, whether this was planned, if someone attacked the oil pipe, or it was just like a coincidence. I'm not sure, but this is the news, unfortunately. You would see like pictures. You can also find this on my page, like see pictures of crabs, and like they're filled with oil, they're dead and so on. Look, this is happening in the Syrian coast today. And second of all, like I told you earlier, there is a city that was liberated called Daraa, and now it is under the control of the armed groups, and every day there are clashes happening between the Syrian army and these armed groups. So we're still keeping the fight. Unfortunately, the economy still keeps getting worse and worse because of the economic sanctions that NATO countries and America are imposing on Syria. Electricity is cut off every day, more than 16 hours a day without electricity. The Syrian currency has gotten really high. It's now 3,500 Syrian pounds equals $1. You know, before the crisis, it was 50 Syrian pounds equals $1. Today, it's 3,500, and it keeps getting worse and worse. Like every couple of months, when you see me talking about it, like I think last year I was telling you it's 2,200. Like today, it's 3,500, which is worse. So you can all imagine how the prices in the market have become very, very expensive. The salaries are still the same, so life has become very difficult. You can't import, you can't export. A lot of people are sick in the hospitals, but because of the economic sanctions, we can't import like medicine from abroad, because Syrians aren't allowed to import. People like can't buy anything online. They can't make money online because MasterCard and PayPal are not allowed in Syria. The economic situation is very, very terrible, and there is no signs that Joe Biden will lift the economic sanctions. It just seems like it's just going to be the same more of the same destructive foreign policy. So I really hope you Americans can stand up against your government and tell them that we are against all of these wars, we're against all of these economic sanctions that you guys are doing. How the hell is Joe Biden still president, and how are the people still silent? And it's like I told you, like even his supporters now, they're not even talking about politics anymore. They're taking pictures of their food, they're going like sightseeing and to the mountains and pretending that they are hippies now, you know. When Trump was president, if the guy farted, they would immediately talk 7 days about it, you know. And now, because the person they voted for is doing all of this mess, they are not talking about it. Such hypocrites, you know, double standards, and it's like it's almost like everything in America is like that. Even the mainstream media are like that, you know. CNN is silent. Fox News is attacking Joe Biden. And when Trump was president, CNN was the one attacking Trump daily, and Fox News was the one silent. It's like very, very difficult to find people in America that are truly saying the truth with an unbiased, you know, point of view. They always side, you know, with their political party, and that's how they control you guys, and that's how they divide you guys. You know, when they put you guys into groups, it's very easy to control people when they are under groups, you know, and that's what they do with the American people. So you guys need to put America first. You guys need to have your loyalty needs to be to your country, not to your political party. Because once your loyalty is to your political party, you would be silent about the criminal acts that your political leaders from the party are doing. But when your loyalty is to your country, you would criticize anyone that, you know, messes things up, whether he's Republican, Democrat, or independent, you know. And finally, I would also like to talk about, you know, Canada. I read the other day and I saw a video about Justin Trudeau, you know, the Canadian infected pimple of Canada. So this guy, it's like crazy, and I want people that are watching to, you know, tell me if this is true or not. But, you know, I saw a video of Justin Trudeau saying it, so it's definitely true, you know. He said that from now on, anyone that isn't vaccinated, it will not be allowed to take a plane, to take the bus, to take the train, to go out to all of these public places. So like in Canada right now, if you're not vaccinated, You wouldn't be allowed, you know, to travel, to take the bus, to take the plane. So they are going to force all the Canadian people to take the vaccine by force, you know, which is actually crazy. And, you know, they act like they are, you know, democratic when these people, they are behaving like dictators. What the hell is wrong with Justin Trudeau? And why are people silent about this? I don't even know. It's crazy, man. I'm telling you. Anyway, I wanted to, you know, update you guys about what is going on in Afghanistan and in Syria, because you guys have the right to know what is going on and what the American government is doing, because I'm sure the mainstream media is not reporting about all of this. And it's very important, guys, to also like follow my social media pages on, you know, other platforms. So if you follow me on Facebook, also follow me on Instagram and on YouTube. So in case something happens to my Facebook page, you know, what they call it, you can also, you know, follow me on Instagram and YouTube. So you will always be updated with what I am doing. And that's it. So it's all under the name Treka Z. So follow me on Facebook and on Instagram and on YouTube under the name Treka Z. And I'll soon be doing more videos explaining what is going on. And if you guys have any, you know, recommendation, please feel free to send me a message on my inbox, tell me, you know, sending me links or telling me if I could talk about this topic or so on. I would gladly, you know, respond and keep you guys updated. Anyways, that would be all for today's live video. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys know now what is going on in the world, and please make sure to share this video because it's very important that we educate everyone about what is going on in the Middle East. Anyways, wish you all the best. Peace.